Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen and welcome if this is your first time stopping by. So today's video is going to be focused on the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection. Now, there's been a lot of talk going around about these palettes, and I've watched a lot of the videos, I've heard a lot of the opinions, I've watched Jaclyn's videos, and I honestly just want to make my own opinion because there's a lot of mixed reviews out there. Some are saying that it's horrible, that they're patchy, that something is wrong with how they were pressed or how they were processed. Then there's also the other side where people are saying that they're incredible, they're really, really nicely pigmented. So I honestly just want to give them a go for myself. Now, a lot of other people are doing this, and I was debating doing this or not, but I honestly feel like I'm gonna have to do this palette by palette. So I will be trying out one of the palettes today, and then when I finish this video, if you guys wanna see some of the other palettes, then you're gonna have to leave a comment down below. Tell me which one you wanna see next if you wanna see one, because I feel like this may be a palette by palette basis. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So one, I just have to say that the collection itself is gorgeous. The packaging is great. I did purchase mine from Morphe.com. I did not get it from Ulta, and I got the whole collection. I like that it has like this pull tab which helps you get access to the palettes. I like how they are labeled with the color that kind of pertains to them. So there's like the dark green, the yellowy gold color, purple, and then there's the burnt red color. So I'm actually leaning towards using the Bling Boss palette, but I know that you guys are probably expecting me to go to the Ring the Alarm palette because that is like the warm tone palette, but for some reason I've really been into purples lately, so I thought it doesn't hurt to play with some color today. So we are going to do this palette and review this one today, and then again, if you guys want to see how other palettes performed compared to this one, then just leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys want to see and how you want me to go forward with this collection. So I just came home from work. I took off all of my makeup from work because it just started to feel like it was melting off my face, and I wanted to do a fresh face for this. So I have to prime my lids, and I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. I talked about this in my Get Ready With Me with my cousin. If you guys have not seen that video, I uploaded that this past week. And it was a lot of fun because my cousin is just starting to get into makeup more and more, and so she's kind of excited to sort of join this community or kind of get more involved. So it was her first time in a video, and she was really, really excited to try it out. So if you guys have not seen that video, please give it a shout and go take a look at it. Tell her you say hi, and you know, maybe make her feel good. Right now she just moved into college for the first time, into the dorms, and I know that she has been very excited about that, so just go and send her some love. So this is the palette itself. They all have this kind of almost confetti-like pattern, and then there's the purple pieces throughout. When you open the palette, it does have a mirror, and then it also has the plastic overlay to protect the shadows. And this is the palette itself. Now, I've been really excited to play with this because there are a lot of beautiful colors in here. I honestly have no idea what kind of look I'm gonna do. This is really just gonna be me exploring the palette, trying out different things, and really giving my true thoughts. I am doing my eyes first today just in case that there is any fallout or anything crazy happens to my face while I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna start. I'm taking a e.l.f. crease brush. This is the used to be $1 crease brush, and now I think they're like $3. And I'm gonna take this color called Hush Hush, which is a muted taupe or grayish purple color. And I'm going to put this into the crease. So far this color blended out really, really nicely. It does have a really great matte finish on the lids, and what I like is that when I dug into the palette itself, it didn't give me a ton of kickback, but it was still very pigmented. Now moving forward, sorry, I'm trying to figure out like what brushes I'm using. I'm gonna take a darker color. I'm gonna take the color Rockstar, which is this deep plummy purple color, and I'm gonna take another crease brush, and I'm gonna start to build up my crease with this shade. Now this one isn't blending out as well, but it could be the brush that I'm using because I wouldn't say that this is like my best brush that I have, but it's still blending pretty nicely, giving me a nice gradient and blending into that taupey color called Hush Hush. So I actually think working with it more, it did blend out pretty nicely. Now I'm gonna do the other eye. And again, these are really pigmented, so you really don't need to pick up that much on the brush. So be aware of that, because that could cause some pigmentation issues, because you might be picking up too much pigment at once and then you are having a harder time blending it out. Now I'm really trying to look for that patchiness that a lot of people have talked about. So far I don't see it, so I'm gonna keep working. And I am by no means like a pro in makeup. I'm not like the best out there, so this is just my opinion. Of course, if you still want to pick it up, you can of course pick it up with your, your own intentions, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to go into an even darker color now. I'm going to take the color Mystic, which is the darkest purple plummy color in the palette. Taking a very small amount of this, and I'm going to focus this, again, building up that crease, but focusing this more in the outer corner. Again, looking for if there's any patchiness or blending issues. Might be easier if you guys are zoomed in, so let's zoom you in a bit. Hopefully you can see. Sorry, I just realized I should probably zoom you in, so I'm just placing that right here. I am getting a little bit of fallout, but not too crazy. And so far, it looks like everything is blending pretty well. Not seeing any issues so far. And I'm really looking for the patchiness, and I'm not seeing any. So I may have gotten a good batch or whatever. So far, what do you guys think? Like, what are your impressions based on what I'm showing you? Like, do you think that these are blending out well? Are you seeing patchiness? Because I'm honestly working with some really inexpensive brushes, and I'm doing very light blending. I'm not like really working it that hard, and I think it looks really, really nice. So I guess we're gonna have to see how the shimmers perform. And I usually don't do this, but I do wanna experiment to the fullest. So I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand, and we are going to do a half cut crease, and I'm going to just kind of put it more down to get a base for my shadows, because I want them to pop as much as they can. She usually wets her brush. I would do that as well, but why not experiment with some more stuff? Because I've seen a lot of people use it this way, so maybe this would help me figure out if it works for me like it works for everybody else. I don't know. So I am gonna go in with the lighter purple shade that we used before and just kind of blend out those edges there. Now this is where a lot of people saw some patchiness, so I'm gonna take a look at that and see if I'm seeing that same thing. So I'm taking that color Hush Hush that we used earlier. So it's that taupey gray, and I'm just kind of blending out those edges there. And now I'm going to take a stiff, flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to take the shade called Pizzazz, and I'm going to put this on the outer half of the lid. And I'm going to see how this performs without spraying it and just sticking to that concealer. This is a little bit warmer than I expected in tone, but that's okay. Looks like it's performing pretty well for me. I'm not seeing any pigmentation issues. It's building up really nicely, easy to blend. I'm blending that into that darker color. We will go back in and deepen that outer corner. I'm going to flip the brush, use the same brush, and I'm going to take the shade called Bling, which is this like purpley shimmer taupey-ish color. Sorry if I'm bad at describing colors, I'm trying my best. And I'm just going to put that in the inner third. That color is really, really pretty. Definitely changed the look a lot. So this is what I've come up with so far. What do you guys think? Good? And now I'm going to take the color Rockstar again, and I'm going to kind of build that color back up into the crease just to deepen that crease again. This time I'm using an extremely light hand because I don't want to like blend off all of the shimmer we just put on the lid. So I'm trying to just be very, very careful. And then using that same brush, I'm going to go back into that shade Mystic, which was that really dark plum color. And I'm going to just place a little bit of that into the outer V and then blend it up. So from my personal experience with this palette so far, I think it's performing beautifully and I can't complain at all. So I'm going to go work on my face. I'll come back and we will finish the lower lash line. Okay, so I am back. I just did a little bit of concealer and some blush. I really didn't do anything crazy. And for my brows, I literally just put clear brow gel through them. I don't want to do a ton of extra stuff because I want the focus to be on the eyes. So going back into the palette, I'm gonna take the color Mystic first, and I'm gonna take this in a short brush really close to my lashes. Daisy, you can wait! And I'm just taking this like Real Technique, what is this called? Real Technique's brow brush to bring this color. I do wish I had my definer brush, but I have no idea where it is, so. Just gonna bring this color down here. I'm using the color Rockstar, so that true plummy purple. And then I'm gonna take the darker color called Mystic and try to get even closer to those lashes. Then I'm going to take the brush that we were using before and the shade called Hush, so that lighter color, I'm gonna blend out the purples. It's kind of smoking it out on the bottom there. There's no shade in here to do a brow bone highlight, so I'm honestly just not even gonna worry about it. It is what it is. I don't think that you should have to try to get another shadow from another palette. So we are just going to pretend that it has one, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. So the last thing I have to do is just put on some mascara, and I will give you guys my final thoughts. So this is the final look. I absolutely love all of these colors. I love how it turned out. I think that the shadows themselves are stunning. I think they were blending beautifully. I think that they built up really well. There wasn't any patchiness at all. There wasn't any weird like crumbling. I didn't get a lot of fallout. I honestly think that this is one of the best palettes I've ever used. So I'm really curious to see what the other palettes do or how they perform in comparison to this. So I think based off of this video, I am going to do 3 follow-up videos to this one and try each of the palettes. And I got also on the way show you guys different looks to create with these palettes, because some of these do have some unwearable or harder to wear shades that may be more difficult for people to kind of figure out what to do with them. But I think that this is so pretty. I actually don't even want to take it off, and I'm probably going to leave it on for the rest of the night. I think it's so, so, so stunning, and I am completely in love with this palette. So those are my thoughts with the Bling Boss palette. If you guys have any questions or comments, of course, leave them down below. I'm so happy that I was able to film this for you guys today, and yeah. So I will talk to you all very soon, and I love you all, and please, please subscribe before you leave. I'm really, really getting close to 1,000, and I really want to get there before the end of September. So help me do that, and I will love you guys forever. Bye, guys.